Action, wife! Engage!
So welcome to this episode, everyone. On this adventure, we're headed into the Loyalsock State Forest, and we're gonna ride the mountain bikes on some new mountain bike purpose-built trails in the area of the World's End State Park section. If you're familiar with the area, right above World's End State Park, where Shanersburg Road comes out and meets High Knob Road, there's a dirt road there called Coal Mine Road. It's actually kind of a loop, right? It goes out and then comes right back down to World's End Road. Inside of that loop made by Coal Mine Road are the new Coal Mine mountain bike trails, and we're excited to check them out. If you're interested or are planning on heading here yourself, stick around till the end of the video, and as I usually do, I'll pull up the maps and explain a bit more in detail where this place is at and how to access the trails. Before we get too carried away with that though, let's head into the video and you can see what this place looks like. If you're coming from the Valley cities, you'll most likely be entering the Loyalsock on World's End Road. While driving, look for the intersection of Shanersburg and Dry Run roads. Once you pass this, keep an eye open for a hard left, almost 180 degrees, back onto Coal Mine Road. This road encircles the current section of mountain bike trails. Drive for a little under a mile and you will spot a 3 to 4 car pull off on the right. This is where we chose to begin our ride. However, you can start your ride from pretty much anywhere along this road, as you'll see. Here at the lot off of Coal Mine Road. This was a spot I parked the first time I rode here. Let you enter right into the trails pretty quick. And most of the time we're on the trails here, you're looking to follow the kind of blue blazes, and I think there's some red or yellow ones too, but they all have the little biker guy on them. So pretty neat setup, and they were blazed pretty good, decently easy to follow. So let's get ready to rock. Okay. Cruising on this old woods road first for a bit before we hit the trails. There's those blue blazes that we'll be following. So this is the first intersection you hit. Right, so you got a left here or a right. We're gonna go right. It's only my second time here, so I don't know if there's really an intended way to ride it or not, but you can play flat and cruisy both ways, so choice is yours. So as you head up this power line cut, there are 2 right turns you could take. We chose to take the second one today, which after both my times here, I think the second right definitely climbs a bit nicer. So sometimes the blazes change colors. Now we're in the yellow section, but there's even some arrows on some of the trees. For most of the time, pretty easy to follow, even though trails are new. So once we made that right-hand turn on the power line, we began riding on the main loop here, and you'll see the blazes change to yellow. So once you're on that main inner circle, you're looking to follow the yellow blazes. There's a couple spots like this along the loop where you cross over the LT, the Loyalsock Trail. Alright, so that one's hiking only, so whenever you see that, you know, just to cross over. We're gonna keep going that way.
Just so you know.
I think this is the climb that takes us up, and then eventually we come back down through a nice set of pines. That's the first attraction, if you will. up into the first stand of pines. You can see it down there. Hoping we're gonna go through it. Oh yeah. First stretch of pines. That's the little teaser. A lot more pretty pine sections to come.
And that's the truth. After that first section of pines, the rest of this side of the loop is pretty much spent inside of beautiful pine forests. And after a quick stint on an old woods road, you make a right-hand turn and you ride atop what appears to be like an old rail bed, and then it leads you to a stream crossing, which is a pretty neat stretch.
You got it. It's neat to see too. You don't, I didn't anyway associate this area with like coal mining, but plenty of evidence of it. Going up.
So after a quick climb out of the coal mining area, you come into another beautiful stand of pines, and this one includes a neat switchback section with a huge rock face to look at.
This guy, like a dino mushroom. Oh man, sun rays cutting through here. I love pines.
So towards the end of this last section of pines, you're going to intersect an orange trail. And these orange trails are kind of like belts that cut across the main yellow loop. So when you hit this one, if you take a left onto the orange trail, it's going to cut you back over to the other side of the yellow loop that we already rode. So this would be an option if you wanted to add more onto your ride, or on a future ride if you wanted to do a different loop, you can utilize these orange trails to do different kind of figure eights and whatnot.
She's slow, but she rules.
Watch for traps. Yeah, so we skipped out. There's one last section of single track that climbs up through the pines to our right. Leah's pretty beat up though, so decided to skip it, and we're gonna cruise down to the intersection on a quick little power line here. Here's where it comes out now. Yep. Drops you right down. So this is that first intersection. And so to the right's right back to the car. That's where we went at the start. All right, so if you add more gas, if you go back up that, there's two more trails to the right yet. One of them is a really neat downhill that comes back down to the coal mine road. And you can take the dirt back to the car as well, so that's a good ender option. But heading back to the car. Oh, into the warming sun.
So as expected from the Loyalsock, the trails and the scenery is beautiful, especially the main attraction. Some of those stands of pines you go through are just gorgeous, especially on the day we were there. The sun was shining. It was coming just about setting, so it was, rays were shooting through those pine trees. It was magical in some spots. So I hope you enjoy the same type of conditions when you visit yourself. As promised at the start, let's pull up the map and I'll show you exactly where these are located so you can pinpoint and plan your trip better. So as I mentioned at the start, here's that intersection of Shanersburg and High Knob Road. From there, pass it off, and here's that turn onto Coal Mine Road. You can see the loop of the road here. So the trails themselves are inside this loop. Yeah, so when we came in right off Coal Mine Road here, this gate right before you hit campsite 75, that's the lot we were using. But there's a few different pull-offs all along Coal Mine Road here. So there's a bunch of spots where you could park, and you can even see some of these purple here would be the Old Woods Road type of trails, right, coming out to Coal Mine Road. So any of those would link you into the system as well. So the trail system is on Trail Forks as well. I'm not sure if it's anywhere else on the internet, but here it is on Trail Forks. So it shows you the main loop here. You can see kind of like the crab claws there in the corner, right? So this is the main yellow loop. So it'll be blazed in yellow when you're trying to follow it. As far as where we parked, it was over to the left side here, right around there. From there, the blue trail takes you into this loop. So they're not loaded onto this particular map. There's a few other blue trails as well, and they all connect back out to the road. So if you need to bail, grab one of those blue trails. It'll head you out to Coal Mine Road. The other colors of trails you'll see are orange, and they are kind of like belts, as I mentioned. So they'll connect a section, like across here there was one, and I think there was one somewhere else. But you could use those if you wanted to skip a section, or if you wanted to repeat a section, or if you're riding here multiple times, or you could use those orange trails to kind of do different things, do different loops, or bypass or add more if you needed to. So hopefully you enjoyed that one, learned a little bit about the area, and we'll take that info and use it to adventure yourself. If you are planning on making the trip to World's End here, I would definitely suggest planning out a day. If you scroll back through the videos here on my channel, you'll see we've hiked there often. We rode gravel bikes there often. So there's just a ton of other things to see there, especially some beautiful waterfalls and some other vistas very close to where these trails are. So if you do make the trip here, I suggest you can check out the map, check out Purple Lizard map, check out the rest of my videos on the channel here, or send me a message on Instagram or on YouTube or on Strava if you're on there, and I could lead you to the right direction to see some other magnificent sights while you're in the area. That's going to be it for this one though. So till next time, coffee, cycling, take both. We'll see you out there.